What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video, and we've done it. We've done it. We've seen it through. The first two steps of this rebuilding process has come to fruition, and we've gotten the guys that we've wanted so far. First, the New York Giants went ahead and hired GM and former Bills assistant GM Joe Schoen. And then the New York Giants and Joe Schoen collaboratively went and hired their new head coach, Brian Daboll, offensive coordinator from the Buffalo Bills. And this was my number one option. He was kind of the only option, but it was the best option. Like, usually when you hear like he's pretty much the only guy, you think it's a bad thing. But he was the only option, and he was the best option, right? The Giants narrowed it down to three final candidates, and it was Dan Quinn, Brian Flores, and Brian Daboll. And Dan Quinn obviously stood in Dallas. That he made the news that he wants to remain the Dallas defensive coordinator. Didn't want to take any of the jobs, even though he interviewed everywhere. And Brian Flores, there are so many things going around with Brian Flores that I would definitely stay away from Brian Flores. And if the Giants were smart, they would definitely stay away from Brian Flores. But the New York Giants have gotten the guy, Brian Daboll. Now, let me tell you why Brian Daboll was such a important piece to this team in the rebuilding process for the New York Giants specifically, okay? Brian Daboll, to me, I'm not going to sit here and say that he is like the next coming of some kind of like great offensive mind guru, Kyle Shanahan, or like not even Kyle Shanahan, just it would impact this team as if the way Sean McVay impacted the Rams. It's not what I'm saying at all. He was the best offensive candidate available for a team that desperately just needs offense. Okay, if you look at the candidates that we've brought in, they were all defensive candidates. Okay, the New York Giants defense don't have a problem, or the New York Giants don't have a problem with defense. So if you try to, restart and rebrand yourselves, and instead of figuring out your problems that you have, you kind of just add on to one of your strengths, you're not really helping your problems, right? You're not solving any problems, because the New York Giants were in the place they were at with a good defense and with a terrible offense. So you have to compensate there and go get yourself an offensive coach to help the offense, because they are in dire need of development. And if you look at Brian Daboll, what he's done in Buffalo in his 4 seasons in Buffalo, he is directly, and I'm not even saying that he is sort of directly responsible, or indirectly responsible, or I'm just wild guessing. He is directly responsible for Josh Allen's development. Okay, Josh Allen was a guy that was so raw as a quarterback prospect. Everybody saw his potential. The matter was unlocking it. 2 years into Josh Allen's career with the Buffalo Bills, he was almost looking like a bust, right? He was turning the ball over constantly. He was throwing wild passes. He had terrible numbers, right? But his third year, they got Stephon Diggs. They helped that offensive line a ton. And Josh Allen quickly, from the snap of the finger, became one of the best quarterbacks in football. And now, after this season, after the playoff game they had, so there are some people that are really saying that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in football right now over Patrick Mahomes. So, in my honest opinion, to develop a quarterback in that way, to develop an offense in that way, remind you, this is an offense with a running game that is so that not Brian Daboll's fault, of course, but a running game that is so irrelevant, because the running backs they have are okay, but they can't find a way to run the ball. They can't be effective running the ball, so they're forced to be kind of a pass-happy offense, and they find success in doing that without running the ball, without controlling time of possession, things like that. So I'm a really big fan of Brian Daboll. I'm a really big fan of the potential he has coming into New York, helping Daniel Jones. Not to say that Daniel Jones is the answer, but for the time being that Daniel Jones is here, helping Daniel Jones be successful, helping the offensive line be successful, helping the play calling be successful, route combinations, play calling, scheming. That is a huge thing the Giants have been lacking for the past 2 years under Jason Garrett and Freddie Kitchens, right? And then, of course, under the leadership of Joe Judge. This is something that can change this team around. And with the New York Giants potentially interested in Wink Martindale, I can go to some Twitter stuff right now. the New York Giants are potentially interested in Wink Martindale. They want to get Ken Dorsey in here, right? So we've seen a couple things here. There was a news article, not news article, but there was a take. Where is it at? Someone talking about how to get down this far. But somebody was talking about, you can see here, Brian Daboll's offensive, right? This is from our guy, Bobby Skinner at Talking Giants. You guys can see the numbers right here. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, the rushing yards per game was 6th this year, which is crazy. Well, that's because of Josh Allen as well. But, he can do that with a guy like Daniel Jones. And we have Saquon Barkley as well. But there is some I don't know where it's at. Somebody was talking about Ken Dorsey and that he has potential of coming over here. Ken Dorsey does, but I remember with the Buffalo Bills did announce that they wanted to kind of keep their staff in house. I can't find the article right now, but that they wanted to keep all the guys in house as far as the Buffalo Bills staff goes, and Ken Dorsey is the quarterback's coach there, and he is potentially going to be elevated to either the offensive coordinator for the Bills or the Giants. So the Giants are kind of having a battle there with Brian Daboll trying to bring Ken Dorsey over here, but we would have Ken Dorsey at offensive coordinator, Brian Daboll obviously the head coach and helping that offense tremendously, and we could possibly if we like him enough, or if they like him enough, they could possibly bring back Patrick Graham. It could happen. But we have other options out there for defensive coordinator that I don't think will be a bad option at all. Wink Martindale is a guy out there right now that the Giants are really seem interested in, and I would be interested in as well. A guy like Wink Martindale, there are guys out there that we can go ahead and bring in here and can help this defense as well. I think the defense is okay. We really need help with the offensive side of the football. But that being said, guys, that is the video. Welcome to Big Blue, Brian Daboll, new head coach of the New York Giants. I will see you guys in the next video. I'll probably be on with Kush live soon. I don't know if I'll be able to have time to, but I'm trying to do that. But I'll see you guys in the next video.